is that you will get weather for us that you will not get anywhere else.
Okay, the viewer's going to ask a lot of questions. The main thing on their mind is it going to rain?
You want to focus on different things, be able to give them weather forecasts that will benefit everyone.
If we can give them some sort of direction of what the weather's going to be, then we've done our job.
And that's why it's important that we cover every aspect there is of weather.
Webster defines a meteorologist as someone versed in meteorology. In Kentucky, a meteorologist is defined as dedicated, professional, someone who genuinely cares how the weather impacts his Kentucky neighbors. That's Pete Grigsby. He is Southern Kentucky's only TV meteorologist. Pete works hard to reduce the threat of Mother Nature to you and your family by giving you timely weather information accurately and when you need it. News Center 13's Pete Grigsby, a meteorologist and more.
Visiting with the people in this area is a lot of fun until we start talking about the weather. I'm from the eastern part of the state. My wife's family is from this area, so both of us feel like we're a part of this Kentucky family. This state has a proud heritage, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, Pete, it was really nice today. I hope you're going to tell us that the cooler temperatures are going to be around for a while.
The overnight lows are really going to be the difference, not only tonight, but tomorrow night we could drop to 60. That's not bad for this time of year.
That's pretty comfortable sleeping weather.
It's been very nice, and we'll see how long we can hold on to this weather. Tonight's forecast is brought to you by First Federal, making good things happen. In Bowling Green, we have a few clouds up there. Our temperature at 68. The winds are now calm. Relative humidity 70%, and the barometer is now rising. We managed to get up to 83 this afternoon, dropped to 63 early this morning. There was no rainfall for today for the month, 0.53 for the year of 92, 27.16. Your pollen count checking in today, moderate from grass. Trees, also ragweed at low, mold at a high count, so watch out for that. Looks like temperatures now into the 60s for Glasgow, Munfordville, Jamestown, Morgantown. You can see most of the temperatures are dropping. They'll probably drop down to the lower 60s for overnight tonight. We go over to Metcalfe County, 69 degrees over in Beachville. Skywatch 13 showing a line of light showers now approaching the Ohio River. Southern Indiana, southern Illinois getting some light rainfall there. We have about a 30% chance of rainfall here across south central Kentucky throughout this evening on into tomorrow morning and afternoon, simply because of that system right here. It starts from the Great Lakes region down through eastern Missouri, moving southeastward about 25 miles an hour. Most of it's just areas of low pressure kind of gathering its forces and slowly moving in our direction. At the same time, we're still kind of sandwiched in between not only the new system, but the one that's briefly moved out of our area that's now stalling across the southeast, bringing thunderstorm activity and rain showers all across Dixieland. I brought a view of this. You can see the Midwest starting to clear up. Very mild conditions here, but out to the west, record heat all along the California coast up to Washington, Oregon, where they're getting anywhere from 90, 95 degrees as an average daytime high. So they're not getting any relief from the heat there. Cooler conditions here. This cooler air mass now slowly dominating the Midwest is also right over Kentucky, and that's why our temperatures are slowly coming downward for our overnight low. So we are welcoming the cooler temps and the much drier and more tolerable air that we have right over the state. Here's the boundary of the colder air. It's all right in here, but it's stalling now because of the very high humidities down in the southeast and the areas of low pressure. So they'll continue with their thunderstorms down south with the scattered rainfall. Here in Kentucky, this system will still affect us somewhat, bringing about a 30% chance of rainfall, but eventually all this high pressure is going to dominate most of the nation starting tomorrow afternoon. Your complete forecast in 30 seconds. Increasing cloudiness throughout tonight. We do have a slight chance of rain. Tomorrow, partly sunny, slight chance of rain, highs of 81. here's where the cool down really hits us. 60 for an overnight low tomorrow night. Friday and Saturday don't look too bad at all. Chance of rain on Friday, not that much though, but daytime highs remaining in the low 80s. This week's Kentucky Neighbor segment is for those who love crafts and for others who have a close relationship with Barbie.
This segment of Kentucky Neighbors is sponsored by Houchins.
From pillows to paintings, Talana Jesse does it all. For years she's been heavily involved with crafts, and her results are seen throughout her own home.
And with having children and keeping house, raising a family, it's expensive. And I thought, well, a lot of times, I wish I could have this or I wish I could have that. And then I just basically taught myself how to make it. You save money.
Her most popular task is making formal wear for Barbie dolls. And with the growing demand and popularity in the community, she's finding herself very busy.
The result, the satisfaction of saying, I did that. I could look back at it, and I get a lot of compliments on them, and people like it too. It's just the satisfaction of knowing that I've produced a good product. I like that.
Every dress is handmade, and it takes her a full day to make only 3 dresses. And her busiest time is in November because of the approaching Christmas season.
The first things that I made, they weren't pretty. I don't have any of them. I don't want to see them. They were bad. But then the more that I worked with it and the more that I let myself be free in it, not just limit myself and think, well, I can't do this, but say, well, maybe I can't, but I'll try anyway. Just to go for it. Just try it. You never know.
In Metcalfe County with Kentucky Neighbors, I'm Pete Grigsby. Our water supply comes from surface water and groundwater, but in most areas the water is often polluted or threatened with pollution. And so tonight we're going to show you how the water is purified before it flows through your faucet. This water treatment plant serves the entire city of Bowling Green and most of Warren County. The water is taken from the Barren River and is treated through a very complex system before it is served to the residents.
Well, of course, being a public water supply, people look to us to supply water which is not only economical but safe to drink, and they trust us to do that, and we take that very seriously.
The raw water passes through a large screen where all large objects such as sticks and leaves are removed. Then chlorine and other various chemicals are added. Once the chemicals are adequately mixed, the water goes through a series of screenings, then flows through numerous filters. At the same time, the water is constantly being tested to maintain the highest possible quality for public use.
It's a real important job, for the city of Bowling Green and part of the county, of producing safe water.
After passing through the filters, then fluoride and additional disinfection is added. The water treatment plant supplies the community with over 10 million gallons of water every day. But during the summer months, that increases up to over 12 million gallons a day. With the growing population, the plant, if needed, can provide up to 22 million gallons of water per day.
Being a volatile area, Bowling Green, we have to monitor that pretty closely, and when we reach about 80% capacity of the treatment plant, we have to project at what point we need to begin a renovation or expansion of the treatment plant. So currently we should be in pretty good shape until around the year 2010.
But for now, just remember this complex system is bringing you water that is safe to drink. Pete Grigsby, News Center 13.
Well, Pete Grigsby, you're out here early with us tonight, and I know you've been having a good old time doing shop talk over at Western.
Walked into this room earlier this afternoon and walked into a room full of climatologists. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of knowledge in there. I didn't stay too long. I should have, though, because I'd learned quite a bit. Here's what's happening. Anyway, the president of the National Weather Association and climatologists from around the nation are in Bowling Green this week. The reasons? Climatology and the public. They are members of the American Association of State Climatologists, and they're at Western Kentucky University this week for this year's annual meeting. The 65 participants represent 25 different states, including Alaska and California.
Our responsibilities are to archive the climate data, to make those data available to the public, and to derive information from the data and make that information available to the public.
These climatologists gather every year to discuss ways in improving climatological information and relaying it to the public.
The real purpose is to share information among the members how we do the kinds of things we do. How do we deal with climate data? How do we get climate data? How do we disseminate it to the users and to provide each other with it's really a sharing meeting in which we're trying to help each other do our jobs better.
Here at the Kentucky Museum, this year's topic for the conference is technology. With all the technology advancements being made in the National Weather Service offices, these climatologists are discussing ways on how they're going to collect their necessary data from the new equipment.
Weather Service modernization was not something that started...
They've been meeting on a yearly basis for over 15 years now, and for many, it's the highlight of the year.
Oh, well, I've been attending these since 1978, and this is a place to hear the latest techniques being used by other climatologists to commiserate with each other on our problems and to work collectively toward their solution.
In Warren County, Pete Grigsby, News Center 13.